Guys, welcome to my channel Sahaj Gyan, where we try to simplify our understanding of knowledge by building our intuition. If you are pursuing a career in science, engineering or medical, one of the most important topic, or I must say most interesting topic, is physics. Today in this video, we will try to get a bird's eye view of physics from class 9th and class 10th perspective. So what is physics? Physics is the study of laws of nature, or the study of physical world that we perceive through our senses. Wherever you are sitting, just look around yourself and ask yourself a question. What do you see? Do you see the books? Do you see the objects lying around yourself? The book, the table? Do you see things moving, like you see the fan moving around you? Or if you look outside the window, you might see a moving car. Do you see objects? If you see objects, then definitely there is light in the room. And if you are able to hear me, then definitely the sound is traveling from my vocal cords to your ears. So let's try to understand what physics is. The world around us is composed of two objects, matter and energy. So let's try to first understand what matter is. Everything we see around us is matter. In earlier grades, we have studied that matter is something that has mass and occupies space. Intuitively, matter is something that you can touch and feel. In this video, we will refer to matter as objects. So when you see around yourself, you see matter or object either at rest or in motion. Ever wondered what causes this motion? You guessed it right. The cause of motion is nothing but force. If you think little more, you will find out that force is the result of interaction between two objects. Let's consider the first example where you are pushing a table. In this example, one object, which is your hand, pushes the table, and as a result, the table moves. Take another example where you are playing a game of carom. In this case, you are striking the striker with your fingers. Then it sets the striker into motion, and then the striker collides with a coin and it sets the coin in motion. So what is the difference in these two examples? In the first example, the nature of force is continuous. You continuously apply force on the table. In the second example, the nature of force is discontinuous, or we can say it's an impulsive force. In this case, you apply force on striker for a moment, and then the moving striker applies force on the coin for a moment. So this is an example of impulsive force that sets things into motion. When we set things into motion, we often say that we have done some work. So we can say that force is required to do work, and there is a concept of useful work when you have moved the object from one place to another. So more formally, the definition of work depends on force and the distance traveled by the object. So more generally, we can say that work is done by a force acting on an object when the force has moved the object by some distance. With this, we conclude the first part of the video where we try to understand what matter is, what is the state of the matter either in rest or in motion, what causes motion, the force causes motion, and force is the cause of some useful work. In the second part of this video, we will try to understand what energy is. Like matter is something you can see, energy is something you can feel. Now, energy is of two types: stored energy and energy that can travel in space. Energy travel in space. When we say that the energy is stored, the more natural question is where it is stored. Energy is stored in objects, and energy is stored in objects in two forms: potential energy and kinetic energy. Kinetic energy. Now let's talk about the energy that travels in space. What does it really mean? This is a special type of energy which we cannot see, but we can definitely feel its presence. For example, light. We all know that we cannot see light, but we can see objects in light. Talk about sound. We cannot see sound, but we can definitely feel the sound coming from a piano to our ears. Let's talk about heat. We can definitely feel a hot object when we touch on it. Take an example of this pen dropping. This pen drops because the earth pulls this pen with its gravity. So we can say that gravity is also a kind of energy. Take another example, electricity. Electricity is an example which you can definitely feel on a hot day if your electricity goes off. Take another example called magnetism. You can definitely feel an energy when you try to bring two magnets close together. Just make sure you don't make it touch each other, but if you try to bring it close enough, you will see the magnetic energy, right? So we can see these are the forms of energy like light, sound, heat, gravity, electricity, magnetism that you can definitely feel, even though if you cannot see. Energy that travels spreads themselves in space, and it's sometimes formally referred to as energy fields, which you will study in higher grades. There is a very interesting correlation between matter and energy. It is interesting to note that energy is produced by matter. For example, light is produced by an electrical device called torch. Sound is produced by an electrical equipment like a piano or a natural equipment like our vocal cords. Heat is produced from fire. Gravity is produced from celestial objects, so noticeable gravity is produced from celestial objects like Earth, Sun, Moon, right? Electricity is produced by a charged particle, and magnetism is produced by a magnet, permanent magnets, or by a moving charge. So indeed, matter and energy are connected. In class 9, you will study about motion, you will study about force, you will study about work, energy and power, and you will study about gravity. You will study about gravity and you will study about sound. In grade 10, you will study about light, you will study about electricity, and you will study about magnetism. With this, we come to an end of this class. Hope you got a high-level perspective and understandings of different topics of physics and how are they interconnected. Please note that you will revisit these topics in class 11th and 12th. So please make sure that you have a very, very good foundation of these topics. See you in the next class.